Hello, I'm the Miami Autism Dad, Victor Antunes, the Inclusive My Realtor, and this is the Autism Podcast at Miami's Community Newspapers. Today I'm with Alejandra Garcia. She's Executive Director of the Ausome Foundation, and she's also involved with Golden Horizons Academy. Alejandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. Tell me a little bit about the Ausome Foundation and also about the school.
Yeah, so the Ausome Foundation is a non-for-profit. It started in 2020 based on the needs that we were seeing in the community. The founders, Marilyn Alonso and Glader Gonzalez, they have a nephew on the spectrum. He's around 23 years old now, but back then it was a main concern of the families. What is he going to do? Where is he going to study? How can we support him into living an independent lifestyle? So that added with the needs that we were seeing in the community day by day, we decided to start Ausome Foundation. And it's been a blessing to see the impact that Ausome Foundation has had through programs like the scholarship program. We allow families to keep or put their kids through specialized education, such as the schools we help through the foundation as well, to put in place music programs, art programs, occupational therapy groups. So we've seen a lot of interesting developments, like the occupational therapy really helps kids get out of their shells, socialize with their group, become a little more skilled in different things. So it gives them confidence, and you see how the confidence helps them grow as people, which is pretty awesome.
That's great. And you were saying that Ausome, it's separate from the school.
Yes.
And you help anybody.
Correct.
How does that work?
Yeah, so Ausome Foundation works based on phone calls, emails. You know, if you email us or call us, we have a pretty much 24/7 line that you would talk to me directly. And it's for parents to call and just ask us questions like, how can you help me with this problem I'm having? We received a bunch of phone calls from parents that are pretty desperate in hard situations, you know, and it is our pleasure to guide them through or find solutions. You know, we've had support from companies like FPL that help them with light, or we ourselves pay for the bill to give them a little bit more of time, or we've paid for rents. You know, like parents don't have where to go and they have 3-4 kids that are special needs and they call desperate asking, what do I do? So, you know, part of our family support program is to help parents with those desperate needs at desperate times.
Tell me about the parent support program, some more about it.
Yeah, so it started just like I was telling you before, just like any other program, right? It was a parent talking to me and telling me, I have nowhere to go. I have no one to talk to, and I am desperate. You know, they were getting evicted from their house. This is one of the stories. They had no furniture to move to another place. The landlord kicked them out and locked the house so they couldn't get any of their things back. And she had 2 kids on the spectrum, one in a wheelchair. So, you know, that's another set of needs. And we spoke with some cruise lines, got them furniture donated. We helped them out with the moving of the, you know, carrying everything. We got volunteers to go and help. So it's based on whatever parents need. We will find a way to help them, right? That's kind of our motto. Like, we will do anything to empower these people and help them get back on their feet, right?
You know, something that I'll say about Miami-Dade County is that there are a lot of services here. And I think that parents just aren't aware of them.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about this family here, and it seems like did they wait to the last minute to reach out to you guys, or were they in touch from the very beginning? How did that work out?
Yeah, so it was pretty last minute, I will say. We always try to find different partners that can help us, you know, in a more long-term process. So if you come with a need in time or with a little bit of time, we can connect with different centers. Like the WOW Center has really good programs, or different schools. We can even talk to the Miami Foundation, for example, to see what programs we can help them get into. But when it's pretty last minute, it kind of goes into our own hands. So we kind of try to make whatever we can happen.
Now, is Ausome like parent to parent where you actually offer workshops, or is that not like in your toolbox?
We do. We started with kidfests and parent seminars. That's one of our lines of events we did for the community. And we would invite experts in different areas. Like we had great psychologists come in and give workshops that would usually cost a lot of money for a parent to get. We would do it for free, and we would have nutritionists come and talk about nutrition for their kiddos. And, we would always have the capacity for them to bring their kids, and we would have volunteers do activities with the kids while the parents are in the seminar, trying to learn. So we do that, yeah.
Super nice. I can kind of guess what KidFest is, but unpack that for me.
Yeah, of course. So we decided to call it KidFest because a lot of kids stay at home, or the parents don't necessarily know where to take them to have some fun. So we decided to combine both, right? A time for parents to kind of let everything out. These periods have a lot of frustrations. I'm sure that you know it. It can become frustrating. It can become, tiresome or just sad sometimes to have to deal with all these emotions and not share it with anyone, right? Because you're the parent. They look up to you. So we give a safe space to parents to kind of unpack everything they're feeling with therapists. And we also give them some education, be it through ABA professionals, through psychologists, through nutritionists, speech therapists. Like we have all types of professionals come in and help these parents while the kids are on separate rooms having the time of their lives. We do music parties, slime workshops, art workshops, you name it. We can do everything there. So they're having fun, they're taken care of, and parents are relaxed learning.
So nice. Now, I think that a topic that's not discussed enough is parent self-care. And I think that parents will hear the self-care and think, am I being selfish? And no, you're not being selfish, because you got to take care of yourself first. Because if you're in a bad place, you can't help your kids.
Yeah.
So I would tell parents that are in maybe a dark place, there are parent support groups out there.
Oh,
like Parent to Parent has them. Card has them. I'm a member of the Just for Dads group. There's also Just for Moms. Now, going back to that mom who got evicted, let's say it had been a year earlier, where she starts to see the signs of trouble. How would you have guided her at that point?
Well, definitely put her in contact with certain housing programs. We have helped some parents through those housing programs. And as a matter of fact, we have a couple moms that are living in Plan 8 housing because we got early to them and we were able to navigate that with them. A lot of the times what happens is that they don't understand, or they get too scared to act because it's a lot of complicated things, or I need to go to many places. So we try to help them out with that. If they communicate, like, I have a mom right now that she doesn't have a car, and it can be very challenging to get places. So she was very honest with me. She's like, I would love nothing more than to take your assistance, but I have nowhere, like nobody to take me, and I cannot afford a bus. So, I get either a volunteer or myself. I'll go pick her up, take her, and then let's say the foundation will cover an Uber for her to go back home. So, the more you communicate, I would say, and the earlier we can reach out to different programs, we can reach out to different, even politicians have helped us with different families. So
very nice. Speaking of politicians, how have you found like the whole political just maneuverings here in Dade County as far as the disability community?
Well, Miami-Dade County has done a great job at making more programs to help out families. I will say I have seen a lot of that. And I also see that they're trying to become more aware of what's going on with autism, not only with kids, but adults. I will say, like, this is a new phase that we're starting, adults in the workplace, trying to be more integral in terms of society in Miami-Dade. Like, okay, if you know that someone is different, like, be polite, be kind. You know, that's something that I do see a lot here in Miami-Dade.
In a good way.
In a good way,
Yes.
versus other states. So I do see progress in that regard. I will say something that worries me a lot is that Florida had a budget cut of $759 million.
Yeah.
So that's a big concern because since the shift to private insurances happened, the SMMC 3.0, they want to call it, it's been very concerning because we're seeing a lot of denials, a lot of...
Already,
yes. Yes. It's been going on for a while. And for about 6 months, we've been seeing digression of hours in service. So that can be very challenging for parents. And we're seeing how it affects schools because teachers don't have the support in the school anymore. These companies are making it a policy to remove therapy from schools. So those are some challenges we're facing right now in Florida that are a bit concerning, yeah.
And there's going to be some cuts to the Affordable Care Act also that are coming down the line. So to families that find themselves in this position, do you help them with that as far as like information of where to go, who to see?
Absolutely. So we can help them with insurance changes. Now they're forcing parents to change insurance. Like from Medicaid, they had to select a insurance, be it Sunshine, United. So we do help them with the transition. And I always try to prepare them to ask questions. You know, like in my case, will I have therapy coverage in school? If not, what do I need to do in order to achieve that? You know, those educated questions can get you extra hours or can get you approvals for school, which are very necessary right now. And parents don't really think about that while they're, you know, in the hustle of getting insurance papers and getting everything they need. But it's very important. Now I think we are in open enrollment again, starting today. So I would encourage parents to educate themselves on what the policies are because there's a lot of new policies. And so that comes with a lot of changes.
Now, educating yourself is it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So how do you recommend that parents do educate themselves? Like, where do they go?
Yeah, so we're always a call away, and we do a great job at summarizing information, experiences from other parents, and providing it to other people. So, you know, we're a call away, and we can navigate like everything that they're going through case by case. But as a general advice, I would say just Google is a great tool right now. You can even ask it if you don't feel like typing. You can ask it like, hey, what is going on with, if you have Sunshine right now, like what's going on with Sunshine or what's going on with United policy. They have great PDFs with a lot of information. So if you just Google it and find like PDF, you can find a lot of information on the different plans. And if not, like you can always call me and I'll be happy to create an email with specific links or just general information.
Okay. Now, for parents whose plan A is being cut off for their kids, is there always a plan B, or are we going to see kids that just aren't going to get services?
Sadly, I think that we're going to see kids that are going to be left without services, mainly because right now they're not looking at it as, oh, wow, this kid needs the services. They're looking at, oh, we're over budget. You know, and that's a really important differentiation that we need to keep in mind. They're not doing it because it's something personal. It's because they're managing this as a business. So how can we, the advocates, keep in mind those details is very important, because right now the insurances are looking at it like, okay, yeah, you have 30 hours. You don't really need 30 hours. You need maybe 25. But we know the reality. We know that this kid needs probably 40 hours and they're just giving him 30. Now they're giving him 25. So we really need to defend when it comes to trying to file complaints really helps out through ACA and through Medicaid, and letting them know, hey, you know, my child really needs, like, it's medically necessary to have this amount of hours in service. Involve your doctors. You know, the primary care physicians can give you medical necessity letters. Asking them questions sometimes really puts them on the spot, and they're like, okay, maybe we can do something about this. So, but yeah, it's definitely going to be hard moving forward.
Yeah, and I agree. It's not personal. That doesn't make it any easier a pill to swallow. It's just pretty difficult. Let's talk about some positive stuff.
Okay.
So at Ausome, you're doing things like sneaker design, some other creative outlets. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so again, it's pretty based on what the kiddos want, right? They're extremely creative. They already know, a lot of them, they know what they want. They just don't know how to get there, right? And that's our reason of being, is to listen for what they want. One of them told me, hey, I want to be a designer. And I was like, well, that's great. And he was like, I need your help. You know, I want you to find someone who can give me an opportunity. And that's exactly what I did. I looked for a lot of different designers, tried, you know, my hardest. And one of them reached out to me, a company in Mexico who...
They reached out to you?
Yeah, they reached out to me through one of our foundation friends. She was a student. She met this person in like a keynote speaker at an event in the university, and she went up to him and told him, hey, look, you know, you're doing these great initiatives to help people in the community. Every sneaker he creates is a different project to help different communities around the world. And she told them about Autism Foundation, and they reached out to me. I told the kids about it, and obviously, you know, they were astonished. The news went to cover the story. And let me tell you, it's very powerful to see how a kid shines after you give them a chance.
Now, you said that you've listened to what they've told you. What are like the top 3 things that kids on the spectrum are asking you for?
Number 1, training. A lot of kids want to do different things. They just don't know who to approach in order to receive that training, because a lot of people turn them down because they're autistic. So, you know, the main thing is just availability of resources for them, of opportunities. A lot of people might be scared, like, oh, you know, if I'm teaching them music, what if they throw the guitar and I lose all this money, you know? Through programs like the foundation, we purchase all of the equipment or get it donated. And we have music coaches that are actually specialized in ABA therapy. So they know how to handle each individual need. And, you know, it provides some training in music. We have a kid that now knows piano, electric guitar, drums, you know, so it's really nice. It's very interesting.
Super nice. Now, for kids like my daughter who are nonverbal,
okay,
how do you bridge that communication gap and give them what they want when they can't tell you what they want?
Well, there are certain tools that we have to put in place in those cases. We do have a lot of different methods of communication, which first goes through the training of, okay, how to use the gadget, how to make it effective, how to make it actually effective, meaning that the kid knows exactly what he's asking you and you're providing exactly what he needs, right? So first would be that communication development, and then we start saying, okay, what it is that you want to learn, what interests them. We also tend to communicate with the team of ABA or different therapies that they might have, so that we know exactly what's going on and we know exactly how to give them what they need. So if your kid is very sensory, sorry to interrupt, we would try different approaches with that. And if the speech therapist tells us like, oh, okay, we have developed, let's say a board of different visual, like little stickers or words so that they know how to communicate, we'll start developing that further until we know exactly what to help her with.
And you said that the kids motivate each other. So how does that peer interaction work?
They know each other. They just need a few days with each other to, number one, feel comfortable enough to open up. And sometimes they don't need to be, super best friends. They just need to respect each other. And I think that's a beautiful thing that they develop in group settings. In these group programs that we have, we see that, when you're doing PE with your peers, you're going to see that someone is struggling a little bit more and someone's excelling a little bit more than you are. And so it's nice to see how they will be, like the kid that is not excelling as much is frustrated and the other one will come and tell him it's okay. Like we're going to work through this. It's fine. And they even tell the therapist, like, give him grace. I've seen this like in kids, like, don't worry, he's fine. He'll get there. Just give him some time. He needs to breathe. And these kids are running the show. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's a night to day change when they are in a group setting and they support each other.
And do you bring the siblings into these group settings with autistic kids?
So when it comes to, for example, music, art, occupational therapy, not really. It's more of a class for the people who need it, or within schools. That's how we try to do it. Within schools, that's when we input the program, and it would be, staff people that they know and their classmates doing this program. Now, when it comes to Kids Fest or any event that we have, siblings can get involved.
Now, you're saying when you go into the schools, what do you mean by that?
Right. So Autism Foundation works with schools directly to put these programs in place. Public
or private?
Private. Public schools are extremely hard to get into. So we are not allowed to bring any programs in there, sadly. But private schools have opened their doors and they love it. They have seen great progress and different advantages to having those programs in place.
Now, if a school reaches out to you, what does it take to be successful with you guys, like that partnership?
I would say first is assessing the amount of people that need the services. For example, if you have a group and you already know that they could benefit from the music program, let's say it's 12 kids, then I would sit with the people in the school and tell them these are the costs. We have to find a method of supplying whatever they need, whether it's through donations. The foundation also worked with a lot of grants. So we work with different options and then make sure that we have everything they need, meaning they have staff that is prepared, that we can teach or train in the methods of the music program, of the OT program. And we try that because we see that if we bring strangers into the equation, sometimes it doesn't work as well.
What do you mean by strangers?
Like a therapist that is from outside of the school. Okay. It doesn't work as well as someone that knows them. So we tend to try to keep the training inside of the school staff and provide them with support throughout the program. The program is usually like 6 months at a time.
Tell me about the 6 months.
So it works in periods, right? Let's say spring semester, fall semester. We try to keep those separate because a lot of kiddos might not make it to the next semester, meaning the parents move or they're just out of the school. So we try to keep the program 6 months at a time.
And you're following the school year?
Yeah.
Super nice. So let me ask you, you were talking about the grant money because money's always an issue. Are these public or private grants?
They can be both. We have seen a lot of support from politicians like Liliana Garcia. She has actually gone to several schools, seen the projects that we have, and actually helped us with grants. So the grants from license plates, the autism license plate,
I have
we
that.
have one. Yeah, you definitely help out a lot in the community. And that's money that we have used before to create programs.
Now, for people that don't know about the license plate, how do they go about getting that?
So you just, when you go to the DMV or, you can just Google Florida license plates. There's different options. So for example, the autism plate or the wildlife or different things that you can support. And so you definitely just select your plate, your numbers, and the payment is what actually goes into the funds for the grants.
There's also the occupant with autism stickers. You get those at the sheriff.
Oh.
And then there's the blue wallet cards. Have you seen those?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a guy on the podcast. He's an autistic guy, probably around my age. And he just has kind of a sleepy look about him. And he drives. So he would get pulled over by the police and they always give him a sobriety test. So now he goes around with his blue ID card and they don't bother him anymore.
Yeah.
So these things, they actually work. And they've got also stickers for the house as well.
That's great. I did not know about the stickers for the house.
Super nice. So as Autism grows, how do you keep just that personal factor in there?
Well, we have a lot of staff members. I mean, we're all volunteers, all of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We don't make a single dollar working for the foundation. Everything goes back to the community. Every single dollar. So what we try to do is bring in people that are passionate about it. Bring in sometimes parents, sometimes aunts. We have family members that are extremely passionate and they see what Autism Foundation does. So they believe in our program and that's the people we want to help us out. So that's how we keep it personal.
And the focus is autism, I'm supposing, but you go beyond autism, other disabilities?
So a lot of times we see that there is combined diagnosis. So we will have a Down syndrome with autism. And so, things like that. But we are very autism focused.
Okay.
We will never say no.
Right.
Like we won't turn down somebody in need. So if they need anything and we can help them out, we definitely will.
And that's something that I've learned with this podcast is that you'll have kids with multiple disabilities because you just think, well, they got that one. No, they might have several. Like some kids, they'll have Down syndrome, they'll be autistic, ADHD, maybe they'll have some physical disabilities. But, as an autism dad, I always thought it was just one thing. But no, they can kids with a lot of different disabilities. Well, Alejandra, I just got the 2-minute warning. So I have 5 last questions I want to ask you as we close it out. What's one moment in 2025 that made you stop and say, this is exactly why autism exists?
When I saw one of our music program participants stand on a huge concert and what's it called? The platform. And he was completely himself. And we have been working with him for about 5 years now. Working on his confidence, working on his guitar skills, and just seeing him up there and shine. I was in tears because he looked so happy and so proud to be himself. That's, that talent that he has and that capacity he has to shut off the world. I think that's, in my opinion, right? That's why autism is here, to show us different things, different capabilities in different ways.
Super nice. Now, we talked earlier about there being gaps.
Yeah.
What's one big gap you see out there that you would like to close?
Wow. Therapy coverage.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one, but that's kind of the only thing that really gives parents peace of mind and kiddos an opportunity of progress. So.
Yeah, I'm in an autism dads group, and I got to tell you, health coverage is 80% of the conversation.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to change, unfortunately. Yeah.
No, I think it's going to get worse, but
Maybe it's going to get worse before it gets better.
it's a dream to close the gap.
Yeah, we'll see. So third question, what's the biggest misconception you see amongst the general public when it comes to autistic kids?
That they are deficient in some way. I would say even kiddos that are nonverbal, it's pretty impressive the skills they develop. And this just came from a study that I saw that there was a nonverbal autistic child in one room and the parent in the other, and they were proving how they communicate. Pretty much telecommunication, like it was really impressive how they develop a sixth sense.
I believe that.
And so I think that shifted my perspective in a lot of ways because we simply don't understand the depths of autism. We don't understand how incredible these humans are and the capabilities that they can develop if you support them.
That sixth sense, my wife and my daughter have it. They spend a lot of time together, and I can see it. They've got that.
Yes. 100%.
So for someone listening, fourth question, that wants to reach out to Ausome, help you guys out, what's the biggest action they could take to help you guys out?
So we do have a website where it's like a one-stop shop. I would encourage people to stop at our website, check it out, see the programs that we have, and call the number that is there, which is 305-908-2992. And chances are I'll answer your phone call and we can chat about whatever you need.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, Ausome is spelled Ausome.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Last question, Alejandra. If you had a billboard on 95 could say anything, what would that message be?
It would be sounds very cliche, but I guess be the change you want to see in the world. It takes you to start, so start.
That's a Gandhi quote, by the way.
Yeah. With whatever. I mean, I started with just helping. I didn't have money to donate, but I would start helping volunteering.
Yes, that's a start.
That's a start. Start with anything. You want to change the course of that you're complaining about.
Start where you are. Yeah. Let's turn to the camera and we'll sign off. So this has been the Autism Podcast with Alejandra Garcia from the Ausome Foundation. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you for having me.